Well, time now for the premiere of our new segment. It's called Cheat Chat. And if you're looking to join the 1%, our expert cheater, Jeff Kreisler, is among that 1% in a satirical sense, and he joins us with today's headlines. The first one, Jeffrey, has to do with what has turned into Occupy Earth. Your thoughts?
Well, Dylan, whenever I'm confronted with a culturally, generationally defining moment like this, as I think we are, I think all of us great cheaters ask ourselves the patriotic question, how can we profit? And you can already see people profiting in creative ways, like, you know, those Guy Fawkes masks that everyone wears? Because of the movie V for Vendetta, which was from Time Warner, every sale of a Guy Fawkes mask benefits Time Warner. So the protesters are actually helping fund the corporation that they despise. It's sort of like Michelle Bachmann getting a cut of every rainbow flag sale. I think some other things people could do if they really want to profit is they could help these people get real money by forming a super PAC. You've talked about the influence of money in politics.
Yes.
Why not have a super PAC? You know, the foundation to keep America drum circling.
Maybe you should join me for my first visit to Occupy DC tonight, and you could propose some of these things at the General Assembly.
I would love to do that, because I'd love to try to talk to the protesters, because I think they're missing what a modern America is like. You know, it was Adam and Eve, not Adam and the redistribution of my apple. I'm pretty sure that was in the Constitution. And today's America, it's not about these protests. Today's America is about the smartest minds making money by moving money around. It's not about dropping rhymes on the back of a pizza box. And I just don't get what they want. We gave them back Arrested Development. We let the Yankees lose, the Red Sox lose, the Phillies lose. We got the Scarlett Johansson photos. I don't know what they want. So I think we great cheaters, we have two options left. One is we can just kind of let them go about it. Go ahead, it's a distraction. Like you said, politics is professional wrestling, so they won't notice the jobs bill, the bank fees, the Michael Jackson trial. And the other option for us cheaters, I think, is to use the power of our corporate media to label them dirty, hippie, smelling protesters that don't have a message. And you know that'll be effective because over the generations, we've been able to label things so effectively. If you look at the things that don't exist, but we've said they do, we've repeated lies enough that people believe they exist. Think about the things that don't exist. Liberal media, activist judges, democratic leadership. These things don't exist, but we've said they do.
You say that with such pleasure. I want to move directly to the consumer market, if I could, for a second. As you probably heard, Jeff, a lot of outrage about the failure to be an iPhone 5. But interestingly, Apple fans don't seem to care what the newest iPhone is or whether it does anything different than the last iPhone. This iPhone seems to be selling like hotcakes with no apparent difference from the last one. Confuses me.
Well, it's part of the cheating genius of the iPhone, of Apple. It's called the 4S because the number 5 is for squares, man. And part of the genius is to make people feel hip and cool by having some kind of code like that. You know, they built a cult. They built a love of the iPhone. People literally love their iPhones. And it makes sense. In order to overlook slave labor building a product, you have to love it. You know, if Chinese drywall would sell better if asbestos were delicious. And I think that the iPhone has done a better job than any product out there in building this cult, getting people to buy the same products every 9 months. And now it's omnipresent. Everybody has iPhones. My nephew has an iPhone. He's 5. My grandma has an iPhone. She doesn't have real hips. Even lost tribes in the jungle, you find them and they're texting LOL. Look out, lion. It's amazing. And the real genius
is that what they're doing?
iPhone. What's that?
Yeah. That's what they're doing. LOL is look out, lion. That's new. I'm behind the times.
It is. Well, you'll get hip when you go down to Occupy Wall Street with the hippies.
Okay.
The real genius of this iPhone, I think, is the Siri thing, the personal assistant, because it helps gather more information about all of the users. And ultimately, that's what it's about. You gather information so that you can profit, so you can advertise. And it's already started to happen to me. I get advertisements on my phone. They know that I'm a male above age 30, so I get ads for like mortgages and sexual aids. And I don't need information about mortgages.
Finally, Jeff, Netflix, changing the subject if you don't mind, was going to jack up the price, then everybody started bailing on them, so now they're rewinding, so to speak. Your thoughts of the folly of Netflix and their desire to rake in a little more dough for their downloads?
Well, again, I think this is a cheating genius by their CEO. I think his name is Reed Hastings, the renaming and the going back on the name. One of two things are in play. Either he's trying to do such a terrible job that he gets fired and gets a real bitching severance package, or he has realized that there is publicity through stupidity. I mean, if you think about it, we love all of the things that are just train wrecks out there. We love them. The train wrecks like Paris Hilton and the Kardashians and the Republican debates. And we love them because they are train wrecks. And this is an opportunity to keep in the public eye. You can't spell, haha, look at them, they're terrible, without look at them. And that's what this publicity will do. Now, if that's not the plan, then I'm not sure exactly what he's doing. I think he's going to have to, maybe keep renaming it. It worked for Prince. Or he's going to have to use spin. And again, I go back to messaging and spin. It's all of a piece when it comes to cheating. You can just spin your way out of this with the right consultants. For instance, when Bank of America just announced that they were going to have a mass layoff, they didn't call it a mass layoff. They said they were lowering the retirement age to now.
That sounds like the Cheaters 101.